5 minutes a day, every single day. No excuses, no exceptions. Consistency is a beast, an absolute beast. I've been planking for 5 minutes every single day since the 9th of December, 2021. When I began, I'd never planked before, so I had to build up to 5 minutes. I started at 10 seconds a day. I increased it by 10 seconds. By the time I got to 2 minutes, even by the time I got to a minute and a half, I was done. I had no core strength. I had no upper body strength. I didn't go to the gym. I had no muscle, no strength, no definition. I was a runner with cardio and that was it. And I also had I had 2 crushed vertebrae in my spine, chronic back pain, which got so bad when my son was a baby, I couldn't lift him out of his cot because my back was in so much pain, which blows my mind to think back to those times. That was 6 years ago when he was a baby. I couldn't even lift a baby. That's how weak I was physically. Just to put some context around where I started this journey and the power of consistency and the power of habits. So I started at 10 seconds a day. So after 12 days, I was at 2 minutes. Now, at that point, I knew there was no way I could do another 3 minutes. I knew it. It was impossible. I was completely tapped out. I was completely drained. It was taking every ounce of my energy, every fiber of my being to hold a plank for 2 minutes. I mean, try planking for 2 minutes. It's ridiculous if you don't have any strength. So what I did, I got into this mindset where for 23 hours and 58 minutes of the day, I was focusing on tomorrow's plank. All of my focus. I was mentally gearing myself up. I was visualizing how I would hold, breathe, focus, remain present, observe the pain signals, observe the thoughts that would arise, and continue planking, continue holding it. And I would visualize that last 10 seconds. And I would always think, it became my mantra to ask myself the question, if it was life and death, could I find another 10 seconds tomorrow? That became the mantra. And I had to be honest and say, yes, I could. And what that enabled me to do was it enabled me to shift my perspective out of first of all, it allowed me to become the observer of my body. What I mean by that is when my muscles were gone, totally empty, and normally that would be a signal to quit, I learned to observe. Observe without reacting, where the reaction would be to give up and collapse. I learned to observe my body. I learned to observe the pain signals that were coming from my body. And I learned to shift my relationship with the pain signals. And also I learned to observe my thoughts. And this was a profound shift because what I noticed was my mind would be screaming things at me like quit, collapse, fatigue, just give up. Like all this stuff would come into my mind. There's no way you can do this. I learned to become the observer of thought. I learned to become the observer. Through the planking, through that first 30 days is where I discovered awareness, is where I discovered this remarkable power of presence. That's 5 minutes. Same again tomorrow.